Hello everybody, welcome to Lame HD News. I'm Bill Marksford.
And I'm Joe Swanson. On today's news, the King-Bin crisis and the Persons case spark controversy and tension.
The Winnipeg General Strike, one of the biggest economic shutdowns of this century. We will also be looking at the fashion of the teen culture and the people who go by the term flappers. After the break, we'll be back with more of our teen culture segment. Hey buddy, you look like you need some help. Drink this, it'll make you super strong. If you want to be this strong, call 1-800-555-89. Welcome back, everybody. There are many cultures thriving within our society, especially among the teens. This new look is called the flapper look.
We have two very special guests in our studio today, Miss Helen Cunningham and Mrs. Georgina Cunningham.
Helen is a flapper girl, and Georgina is Helen's mother. They will be talking about their lives as a flapper girl and the mother of a flapper girl.
Alright, we go live to Mr. Marion Mosby.
Who is with Helen and Georgina.
Marion?
Thank you, Bill. I'm Marion, and today we're here with Helen and Georgina Cunningham. So, Helen, how do women dress nowadays?
Women like me dress like flappers nowadays.
And what is a flapper?
A flapper is a fashionable woman who defies what a society-accepted woman is. There are many variations of a flapper as well. There's the semi-flapper, the flapper, and the super flapper. Flapper girls like to have sex, smoke, and dance.
And what do flappers look like?
Well, if you look at me as an example, I have bobbed hair and wear straight, loose fringe dresses. As you can see, my dress goes below the knees. We wear scarves and sometimes we wear bright sweaters. We wear low-heeled shoes to finish the look. You will see many flapper girls that accessorize with brooches, beads, and hats. I, for one, don't like to.
And Georgina, what do you think about this look?
Why, it's outrageous, honestly. Teens these days are going on automobiles, attending proms, ball games, and doing who knows what at men's colleges. It's simply ridiculous. It's the cause of prohibition, I tell ya.
And Helen, what appeals to you about flapperhood?
Well, I'm tired of making myself fit to society's image of normal. I want to be independent.
What else can you tell us about teen culture nowadays?
Well, art films are all about surrealism and experiments these days, and jazz music is the only type of music we listen to.
Well, thank you, Helen and Georgina. Back to you, Bill.
Thank you, Mary, and that was very insightful. Hopefully my daughters don't turn out like that. And now, we are going live with my partner, Joe Swanson, who is at Emily Murphy's house with Emily Murphy. Now to you, Joe and Emily.
Thank you, Bill. I'm here today with Miss Emily Murphy. How are you, Emily?
I'm good.
Alright, Emily, let's talk about what you've been up to. I heard you had a few people question the Supreme Court about certain vocabulary.
Yes, 5 of us actually. 5 women to be exact. Nellie McClung, Irene Parvey, Henrietta Edwards, Louise McKinney, and I. We have challenged Mackenzie in a court to redefine what a person actually is.
Yes, the public has given you guys the name Famous Five. And why are you guys doing this?
Because from what we know, us women are not considered a person under the Canadian Constitution.
How did this all go? Did you guys succeed?
Yes, I would say so, as we gained support from the Judicial Committee, but the journey to equality is far from over.
Thank you, Emily, for your time.
The King-Bin crisis, a dispute between Lord Byng and Mackenzie King, create tension. Now we go live to Linda and Mackenzie King. Off to you, Linda.
Here I have is Mr. William Leon Mackenzie King. How are you, Mr. King?
I'm doing very well today. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. So what happened in the election between you and Mr. Maine?
A lot happened, Lynette. It all started when I refused to give Arthur Maine the role of Prime Minister.
And why would you do that, Mr. King?
Because I know he wasn't ready for the big role of Prime Minister.
Is there anything wrong with Maine?
Nothing's wrong with him. I just feel like he wasn't ready.
And And why did you have to resign?
Because of the liquor smuggling scandal in the customs department.
Oh, I see. Well, what were your feelings when Meighen was in power?
I feel like Canada was in a lot of trouble and there was a lot of nervousness because no one could trust him.
Well, it's a good thing you returned to power.
Yes, it is, because I know Canada can trust me ruling their country.
That's a very important thing. Well, that wraps up our interview. Thank you for your time. And now we're here with Mr. Arthur Meighen. Hi, Mr. Meighen.
Hello, Linda.
How are you?
I'm okay.
So, did you think you were ready for the role of Prime Minister?
Well, obviously I thought I was ready, but, you know, I just needed people to believe in me.
Mackenzie King did not think you were ready.
Yeah, well, we all have our different opinions.
Did you think King was a good Prime Minister?
Well, he was okay, but, like, I think he could have stopped most situations.
Such as?
Like the smuggling scandal in the customs department.
Yes, that was a huge problem.
If I was in rule, I would have never let that happen.
That's good to hear. What would you do to stop it?
I would enforce strict rules.
That's a good idea. Thank you, Mr. Arthur Meighen. Back to you.
Thank
Bill.
you, Linda.
Now we go to our last story of the night, the Winnipeg General Strike, with Marion Mosby. Off to you, Marion.
Thank you, Bill. I'm here today at Winnipeg where the general strike is happening. This event seems very devastating for both employees and government. The strike has been going on for about 3 to 4 months now, and it all started with soldiers coming back from war with bad living conditions and ending up with no job. This kept men out of services, ending up with debt. The other employees also realized their working conditions and wage were terrible. This is when all employees gathered up and closed up their jobs. About 30,000 workers walked off their jobs. What surprised me was firefighters came and supported this event. The government seemed to start to take control. They arrested some leaders on strike. It seems that the Central Strike Committee is being called off the strike. I believe the strike is over. It looks to me that employees are not going to get their jobs back. They are calling this day Bloody Saturday. I can safely say that this was the most influential strikes in Canadian history. Back to you, Bill.
Thank you, Marion.
Thank you, everybody. That's it for tonight's edition of Lame HD News. I'm Bill Marksford.
And I'm Joe Swartz.
And we are signing off.